on a personal level, I think these songs, these ancient stories are coded with information. There's a reason that they're still around. There's a reason that the voice of the indigenous people are rising up, and we're our science is finally coming into balance with what the old ones have been saying for years. We're finally saying, oh, this tribe said this, and this tribe said this. If any of you want to find out some really interesting information, Todd here sells ancient artifacts online, and it's connected, has jewelry from the Dogon tribe. He can tell you some really cool information about the Dogon people and their connection to the star Sirius. And I think everyone in the room is probably really connected to the New Age movement and everything that's going on with that. And trying to make sense of all these things. And I love some of these old stories because they ground within ourselves, something that we're all searching for. This story is called Rainbow Crow, and on a surface level, on a surface level, it's very simple, but on a deeper level, I think what the story reflects within us all is that the crow is us. And I'm going to be talking a little bit about animal totems, and brought some artwork for you to look at. I have this painting here. This artwork here, this is a bear totem symbol that I designed. I have some more, a card deck that I'm working on. But animal totems, in terms of totems, crow is a totem that represents going through the shadow world, moving through the spirit world. And crow is a totem that can see where we've hidden our light in the darkness. And that's an archetype that has lasted all these years, thousands of years. And who knows how old this Lenape story is. This is the story of Rainbow Crow, but it's a story of crow going to retrieve the light. And that reflects, on a personal level, everybody's doing that today. We hear how many of us in this room are doing energy work where we're going within and we're trying to uncover the traumas that are buried deep within us. That part of ourselves where we've hidden our light from ourselves. That's what crow is. So everybody has that, if we embrace crow within ourselves as ourselves, crow can teach us how to go into those dark places and to retrieve the light that we put there and we forgot about. So, before there were two-leggeds walking on the planet, on the earth, the animals, it was getting a little colder, they didn't know what was going on. They continued to live, and they continued to thrive, and life was good. But before you know it, the land started to get covered up with this white stuff. And some of the smaller animals started to get covered up by what we call snow, but they didn't call it snow at that time. So mouse was the first to go. Mouse was covered up, and some of the other smaller animals started to get covered up, like rabbit. Who else, Gary? Squirrel was getting covered up. Squirrel had to go climb up into the tree, into his nest. So all the other animals started to get concerned at this. And they were like, what's happening? It's getting cold. The food is going away. And all of our friends are getting covered up by the snow. We have to do something about this. So they held a council. And they got together and they held this big council. All the animals came together in a circle. And they're like, someone needs to go talk to Creator about this. We need to find out what's going on. They started thinking, they're like, who's going to make this journey? It was a 3-day journey to see Creator. There were some volunteers. Some Coyote, I think, volunteered first. And Coyote, if any of y'all know anything about Coyote, he's a little bit of a trickster. Right? He always gets himself into trouble. So Coyote was like, he's all bold and bravado. He's like, I'm going to go. I'll go talk to Creator. And everybody's like, I don't know about that. You're just going to get in trouble. You're going to trick us. You're going to leave. You're not going to come back. Something's going to happen. The council voted no on Coyote. I think Owl volunteered. And everyone kind of liked that because Owl was so wise and so noble. But Owl only flew at night. So they were like, oh, this journey's going to take you twice as long because you can only fly at nighttime. So the council decided no on Owl. They had some other volunteers. Raccoon's another troublemaker. He always gets distracted by things. Raccoon was like, "I'll go." They're like, you're gonna get distracted by something. You're gonna get in some kind of mischief. It's gonna take you too long. Who else, Garrett?
That was three of them.
That was three of them. That's pretty good, right? We could go on. We can talk about more. At that time, Rainbow Crow. Crow wasn't Crow as we know Crow. Crow was Rainbow Crow. Crow was one of the most colorful birds of all time. His feathers were the colors of the rainbow. He had the most beautiful singing voice. Rainbow Crow swooped down out of the tree, and he said to the council, he's like, "I'll go talk to Creator." And everybody looked around, all the animals looked around. They liked this choice. Everybody really respected Rainbow Crow. So it was unanimous. The council decided, and they said yes. All right, Rainbow Crow, you can please make the journey. It was a three-day journey to Creator and back again. So that night, Rainbow Crow started on his journey to see Creator. Long journey. Rainbow Crow knew all the pathways to Creator, knew all the spirit doors. A lot of the animals opened up spirit doors. Dragonfly is one of them. There was spiral dance. Crow knew this, so Crow could fly through the spiral dance to the spiral doorway, take shortcuts, pathways. And after a day and a half journey, Crow made it to Creator. And he said to Creator, he said, "All the animals, what is this white stuff falling from the sky? It's covering up mouse and squirrel. It's cold. All the food's going away. Creator, can you stop this? Can you help us?" Creator said, "I can't. There's nothing I can do about it. I set the seasons and cycle. It's moving." He said, "But I can help you out a little bit. I can give you something to make it a little easier for you." So Creator reached down to earth and he grabbed a cedar tree out of the earth, reached it to the sun, took both ends of the cedar tree, touched it to the fire of the sun, and the cedar tree burst into flames at both ends. He said, "I'll give you the gift of fire. You can bring it back to the animals. It'll keep you warm in the wintertime. It'll keep you warm in the snow." So Creator took the cedar tree and he gave it to Crow and he put it in his mouth. flames burning at both sides. And he started on his long journey back to the animals. As Crow flew, the fire burned the cedar tree. It's getting closer and closer and closer to Crow. He started breathing in all the smoke. Smoke was singeing all his feathers. Turning his feathers black. Took him a day and a half to get back to the animals. By that time, the cedar tree had burned all the way down, so that there was practically just one flame burning down into Crow's throat. It was such a long, hard journey for Crow to come back from his visit to Creator. They nearly killed him. Crow made it back to the council of animals, and they were so relieved to see them. The snow had gotten so much higher, so many other animals were covered up. Crow appeared with the fire, told the council of the animals his trip to Creator, gave them the gift of the fire. They gathered some dead branches from the trees, from the ground, put them into a pile, and started a great big fire, and gathered around that fire in a circle. The snow started to melt around them. They started to get a little warmer. They could see Mouse again. Squirrel came down out of his tree. All the animals were happy again. They started to sing. They started to dance. Life is good. The animals were so grateful for Rainbow Crow, his trip to Creator, that they asked him to celebrate with them and to sing them a song. Everybody loved his voice. Rainbow Crow was up in the tree. He came down out of the tree and he started to sing. And then what came out of his mouth sounded like lost his beautiful voice. And then all the animals, they were so happy they didn't realize. They looked at Rainbow Crow and they saw that he had lost his voice, and they saw that he lost his rainbow feathers. And they saw the hardships that he must have faced, and they understood what he went through to get that fire and brought it back to him. He lost these gifts that he had. They didn't know what to say to him. Rainbow Crow went off on his own, went back up to the tree where he was, kind of sat there and started feeling sorry for himself. He had lost his beautiful feathers, he had lost his beautiful voice. He sat there and he drifted off into sleep. That night, Creator came to the Crow in a dream. He said to Crow, he said, "You've lost your voice, you've lost your feathers. This makes you upset?" Crow said, "Yeah." Creator said to Crow, he says, "Well, I'm going to give you something far greater than your voice and far greater than your feathers." He said, "Pretty soon on the earth there's going to be two-leggeds. These two-leggeds, they're different. They're going to hunt the animals for food, for clothing. They're going to take the feathers of the birds for hats, for decoration. So when the two-leggeds come, they're not going to hunt you for your meat because your meat tastes like smoke. When the two-leggeds come, they're not going to hunt you for your feathers because your feathers are black. And when the two-leggeds come, they're not going to cage you for your song. So I've given you the gift of freedom. And that is the greatest gift of all."